Welcome to what's a very cold and rainy homestead. Tamokoa Homestead, welcome back. Today I'm finally gonna get something done that I've been trying to get done for a really long time, and that is planting my grains. The last few times I've got here, it's either been too windy, or the soil hadn't been prepared properly, or it was too hot. There was always something. And today, it's perfect. It's raining the entire day into tomorrow. So I'm going to plant the seeds. Well, not seeds, seedlings. I have got a couple hundred, near a couple thousand seedlings. Just because, yes, wheat and sorghum, you should be direct sowing. A lot of people do. But I'm not here full time at the moment. So for me to sow seeds direct is kind of hard because there's no way of me controlling pest pressure, anything like that. So seedlings, it is. We're going to do wheat, spring wheat, sorghum, and then a row of green manure. If you've missed some of my previous videos where I'm explaining what I'm doing, I am alternating rows. So I'll have a spring, summer row of wheat, green manure, sorghum, green manure, something else, green manure, and then in the winter I'm going to do a winter cover crop where the wheat was, and then plant in the summer cover crop. So the crops will keep moving back and forth so that there's always one bed doing a cover crop and the other one an actual cash crop. And that way, constantly increasing the fertility of the soil, but also giving the beds or rows a rest between all the different harvests. So fingers crossed that this is all going to work. I have a whole bunch of really well-aged cow manure. And then what's going to be life-changing out here is I headed out to a plantation. It's an active plantation, so they are actively harvesting. And I just picked up a few bags of pine needles. And pine needles, if you haven't used it before, are an incredible way to create a really good, organic, carbon-rich mulch layer. And why they're going to be so great for this homestead is because of the wind that we can get when storms come through. The needles knit together really, really densely. And because they knit together so densely, they won't blow away. They're not light like leaves, straw, sawdust, anything like that is. So they will stay put, and they create quite a dense layer, which means we're going to hold a lot of moisture and the heat is not going to penetrate through. So I'm really hoping that the combination of me just loosening up the soil a little bit, adding some cow manure, planting them in, and then covering it up really nice and densely with pine needles is going to make all the difference in being able to get a bit of a harvest this year. So step one, I'm going to prepare the ground a bit. I'm going to measure out the beds because we don't actually have beds or rows in at the moment. Measure those out, prepare them, plant them, mulch them, and then go get some rest. So come join me on the journey. I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy planting with me. It's the first ever planting on the homestead. So I am super excited to be sharing this experience with you. And hopefully this is the first planting of many, many, many seasons. So if you have not yet subscribed and you want to see what we're going to be doing on this homestead, what the harvests of those grains are going to be like, please subscribe. Please support my journey. Let's get going. Okay, first line, graded, turned, whatever you want to call it. I thought I would give you a little quick description of what I'm doing in terms of spacing, planting, all of that. So these beds, which you can see here, they're going to be 600 millimeters wide. And then I'm still going to decide either a 400 or 500 mil walkway in between the beds. And the idea is with the 600 that I can do 3 220 centimeter spacing rows or 2 30 centimeter spacing rows. So I can do 2, for instance, the sorghum, which needs a bit more space. I'm going to plant to 30 centimeters both ways. And then the wheat, I'm going to plant much closer. So 60, 400, 500, 60, 400, 500, and so forth. I'm going to do a few rows, see how many we get in. So far, looking good. So what I'm going to do now is get a little bit of bone meal added on. Very light dusting on top. I'm not sure what the soil is like. I haven't tested it yet. And then I'm going to get the pine needles on top, nice and thick. The soil is quite moist from the rain, so I hope it's going to be enough. I will come back and water it. And now next is to do right next to it a very thin pathway, and then green manure. That's going to go quick because it's just seeds, and I'm literally going to go straight into the ground. And then the sorghum next to it. So let's see. Really hoping I can get this all done today, because that would be such an awesome achievement. Second row done, and now it's time for the cover crop. So this is, if I haven't told you yet, Living Seeds is Tamakoa Homestead's official seed partner. They have decided to very graciously support this journey, and we are busy planting their spring summer cover crop mix. This is going to go in here. It's going to create an amazing bunch of green manure that is going to put roots in the ground, break up the clay soil, but then also we're going to mow down the tops. During the middle of summer, let that die down, feed the soil so we can plant in here where this cover crop is in the winter time. Put some bone meal down here as well, just to add some nutrients back into the soil. Let's get the seeds on, get the mulch on, and then we move on to the sorghum bed. So I am a royal mess right now. I am proper gross. But I achieved a lot. Let me move a little bit further up. 3 really awesome rows. They look pretty parallel to me. I don't know. You'll probably see when the drone goes up when it's not raining and storming. Wheat, green manure cover crop, and sorghum over there. I didn't have enough pine needle mulch for the last, what is that? Probably last 5th of the bed. So let's see if we come back and the bottom part has completely died off. Then we know how well the mulch works. Look at that rain. So awesome. So yeah, that was a really cool accomplishment today. One of the big things I wanted to achieve was to get something in the ground, get started with grains. And I'm not too concerned with the wheat not being covered because wheat is very drought tolerant. And it's cool and wait for the next couple of days so those roots can set. But let's see, when I come back next time, who knows what's gonna still be here and what would have happened. Thank you for joining me on this grain planting journey. A really cool achievement for me. I hope you share my enjoyment in this achievement, and some very, very exciting news coming soon. There's a huge update on the house build, and I'm going to probably start in the next 2 weeks. So if you haven't subscribe so that you can see what's going to happen with the house build, what the updated plans are, and then watch me knock some nails in. Thanks for following. Once again, I appreciate you all, and until next time, happy homesteading.